Alright, so we've already seen that ChatGPT is just not that smart. How many holes does SpongeBob have? Just one hole. Just one hole. But today we're going to tap into its creative abilities and see if it can create a beat in FL Studio. I got my washer going right now, so hopefully you guys can hear me and there's just not too much going on. But without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. So I got ChatGPT pulled up, and if you look at my taskbar, I got FL Studio also ready to go. The way we're gonna do this is have ChatGPT give us just like basic instructions on chord progressions and rhythm, but we'll put in our own instruments and things like that. The main vibe for the beat that we're gonna try to get ChatGPT to make is something like Outtro Greedo. If you don't know who that is, basically just like hip hop and R&B kind of put together. So we'll start off with the drums. I asked it create a drum pattern and set a BPM for an R&B/hip hop song, and let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so we got our first instructions, 90 BPM and this jumbo. Let's throw it in FL Studio. So after ChatGPT laid the drums, here's what we got. Honestly, it's pretty simple. I mean, it doesn't sound bad. Trust me, we're gonna substitute the instruments for the drums later. But for now, let's just move on to a simple chord progression. I'm gonna use the same framework of like an R&B hip hop song at a tempo of 90 BPM. I'm gonna ask it for a chord progression. All right, so it does a C minor 7, A flat major 7, F minor 7, B flat major 7. All right, let me put this in FL. And we'll see how it sounds. Alright, so I laid down the chords, but one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take down the velocity of the backing notes so that the root note is just a little bit more present, and we'll see what we got. Also, yes, this is a plain piano, a stock plugin from FL Studio. At the end of the video, I'm going to switch out all the instruments and see if it really creates a nice beat. It's cool. The last part is kind of whack though, so I'm gonna give ChatGPT an X for this one, and we're gonna throw our own flair into it. Yeah, that sounds way better. So I just brought down the last part of the chord down a couple steps. It was too like happy, and I wanted to have like a little bit more of an ominous feel. And I even tried to explain that to ChatGPT. I'm like, give me an R&B beat. Let's see what we got now. Way smoother in my opinion, but let's move on. Okay, so since ChatGPT apparently like remembers what I said in the previous things, I tried to test that out by just saying give me a counter melody to this beat meaning the beat that we've been making this whole time, and apparently it did remember. It said here's a counter melody to accompany the given chord progression and drum pattern. So let me throw this in and let's see how that sounds. Jordan's out here, so I want to show him what I've been like working on, and let's see if this demo actually goes to plan. Alright, ready? Watch this shit. Hopefully it'll work. Enjoy the high. Yeah. Alright, there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna teach you guys scripting in a future video, but for now, let's get back to the beat. Alright, so, I mean, honestly, a pretty solid counter melody, and it wants us to just copy and paste down an octave to give us some bass. They think they're slick. They think this is child's play, but we already knew this is a thing. This isn't really a chord ChatGPT. This is just making bass notes out of the root notes. Come on, guys. It's alright, honestly. I've already said this 3 times, but we're gonna change the instruments, and I'd probably make this a guitar. But let's just move on. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys the big question that we all want to know. Create an 808 bass line for this beat. Oh, here we go. This 808 bass line provides a solid foundation and groove for the R&B hip hop song. You can adjust the pattern, add variation. You're supposed to do that, ChatGPT. It's gonna make me like do all these different prompts just to get a bass line. Should have already done this when I said create the 808 bass line for this beat. Think I want to do the work? No. It also says that you can adjust the pattern, add variations, or incorporate slides and accents. So let's do that and see what we get. I kind of like this, honestly. Oh my god, I can't talk. We implemented more rhythm by just syncopating each of the bars. Instead of having just a long drone across 2 bars, we do every bar now. And we implemented the slides like it wanted us to it kind of gives like a I don't know, let's just see how it sounds. Alright, so we got all that squared away. We're gonna add one more piece before we switch the instruments to see if this is really a good beat or not. Add one more counter melody to this beat. Oh, it really had to think about that one. Alright, let's get to work. Honestly, this beat is just terrible. See, I don't think I'm reading this correctly because it says to put, like, am I stupid? What the f does this mean? Everything is pretty much done. I'm going to switch the instruments and mix it a little bit, and let's just see what we got. Alright, we have our final product. I changed the 808s around a little bit. I think you're gonna hear that. There's a little walk down on the 4th bar. But we stayed pretty true to ChatGPT. So this is, I can't take no credit for this. This is ChatGPT's beat. Let's just get right into it. Sorry. ChatGPT, you're wrong on this, okay? The slides on the 808 just don't work here. Especially for the chords that they gave me for the 808, they just sound goofy. So I'm going to just make them static and then we'll really get into the beat. Okay. Let's get into it. Those are just the main parts. Obviously, my construction of the song is not good. I just wanted to show you guys all the parts like in 20 seconds, but I would probably stretch out pattern 1 for a few more bars and then introduce pattern 2 because it comes in way too quick with that guitar. But this is what ChatGPT was able to make with just little information. Now, it's honestly pretty impressive. This is way better than a lot of like just bullshit I try to come up with. There are still some flaws and there's still some like human touch that is required to make a good beat. ChatGPT, you're just not that creative, alright? This is a series that I want to start where I just play around with ChatGPT and see how smart it actually is. I do have a video coming out soon where I show you guys how to make your own ChatGPT and give it some variation, but we'll move on to that soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you're watching this, then it's probably mid-July, and I'm sorry I haven't been uploading. I've been going back home during summer to see my family, and I'm really sorry, but priorities, you know? So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great one. Peace.